Hi, Kingdom Kids. So today we're learning about the Last Supper and Jesus's last meal here on earth. But before the Last Supper, Jesus did something that no one was expecting. He decided to wash the disciples' feet. Okay. So he tied a towel around his waist and poured some water into a basin and decided and started washing the disciples' feet. In verse 6, it says, when Jesus came to Simon Peter, Peter said to him, Lord, are you going to wash my feet? And Jesus replied, you don't understand now what I am doing, but someday you will. So in verses 6 and 7, Jesus begins with Peter's feet. And of course, you know, when you have Jesus washing your feet, you're going to say, hey, no, no, no. But there was a purpose why Jesus was doing this. And John 13, verse 10, um, let's see, verse 10, after Peter said, okay, if you're going to wash my feet, then wash my hands and head as well, Lord, not just my feet. Verse 10, it says, let's see. Jesus replied, a person who has bathed all over does not need to wash except for the feet, but to be entirely clean. And you, disciples, are clean, but not all of you. For Jesus knew who would betray him. That is what he meant when he said, not all of you are clean. And verses 12, let's see. It says, after washing their feet, he put on his robe again and sat down and asked, do you understand what I was doing? Now here, everyone's like, hey, Jesus is washing our feet. Why is he doing it? What's the significance of it? Well, let's read on. It says in verse 13, it says, you call me teacher and Lord, and you are right because that's what I am. And since I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash each other's feet. I have given you an example to follow. Do as I have done to you. I tell you the truth, slaves are not greater than their master, nor is the messenger more important than the one who sends the message. Now that you know these things, God will bless you for doing them. So here, Jesus says, I am your teacher and I am the Lord. And that is who I am. But I am washing your feet, and so you shall wash each other's feet, because the masters are all servants, and God will bless you for serving him and for helping each other. Now, as we go further down, Jesus begins to talk about his betrayal. John 13:18. John chapter 13, verse 18 says, I am not saying these things to all of you. I know the ones I have chosen, but this fulfills the scripture that says, the one who eats my food has turned against me. I tell you this beforehand, so that when it happens, you will believe that I am the Messiah. I tell you the truth. Anyone who welcomes my messenger is welcoming me, and anyone who welcomes me is welcoming the Father who sent me. And now Jesus was deeply troubled, and he exclaimed, I tell you the truth, one of you will betray me. So here in these verses, Jesus is saying that he is the Messiah. Um, he is the Messiah that was predicted in the Bible, that was prophesied about all throughout Scripture. He is here, but it is also his time to go and go and go back to heaven. Now it says he starts declaring that someone will betray him. This is the beginning of the Last Supper when he declares that someone will betray him. He knows who it is, and then a whole big dispute happens. But the whole reason, before all of that, we want to focus on how Jesus begins to wash the feet of the disciples. Because by doing this, he is showing that yes, he is our teacher, he is the Lord. All of these are true. He's the Messiah. All of this is true. But he is also a servant. He is not. So while Jesus was washing the disciples' feet, he was showing the disciples, just as they were serving him, he was also serving them in return. He is letting us know that we are his servants, and we are not, we should not consider ourselves better or have a higher title than anyone else, because we are not masters, we are here to serve. And then this is what he was trying to let us know about when he washed their feet, their feet. Because the messenger is not more important than the one who sends the message. And that, so we are servants of God, and Jesus was helping us understand that before they went into the Last Supper. And right before that, he wanted to let not just the disciples know, but to let us know that we are his servants. All right, Kingdom Kids. Well, I hope I didn't make that too difficult to understand. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll see you on Sunday.